Hi, I am Shubhrato from Making Performance Achievable. In this channel, I simplify and share tips on performance achievement by individuals, teams, and organizations. I request my viewers to see the full content to take benefit of this episode. If you are new to my channel or have still not subscribed, I request you to subscribe, like, and also click on the notification icon. This will facilitate your receiving a notification every time I come with new content. In my last episode, I introduced the concept of emotional intelligence, the only accurate pointer to performance by an employee. The impact of EI is not in isolation but within the environment provided by the organization. Nonetheless, if we compare the performance of an employee who has mastered the EI skill and another employee who has not mastered it, we will see a significant difference in the way the two perform and deliver results. Have no doubts that the employee who has mastered the emotional intelligence competencies will give a substantially better performance from the employees who have not mastered those skills. This is irrespective of the maturity of the organization to provide an environment conducive to performance. In this episode, we will take an overview of the performance management system or the framework that is applied in every organization. We have all been through these annual cycles of performance management that happens in every organization. The question which I would want to ask is, what is your experience of the performance management system and the framework in the organization? What I mean by that question is, how effective is the organization in achieving the goal by using the performance management system? What do you think? Is there scope for improvement? Is the gap between what is promised by the performance management framework and what is achieved is very wide, or you think it does a very good job? You will appreciate not always the performance management system or the framework that is applied brings the result that we want or what has been planned for. So the question boils down to, what do we mean by a performance management system? There are two words in it. I would say rather there are three words, and all three of them are significant. First is performance, second is management, and third is system. As we have seen in the episode number 1, performance is a ratio of actual performed against what was planned. Management is about trying to achieve the results that we have planned for. And system refers to the fact that there is a framework or structure and there are set processes which we need to follow. Organization performance management system goes to the core of why an organization exists and what it does and how it does to achieve its goals. This concept focuses the organizations to the hard facts of the organization and to deliver those results. The best organizations mastered the art and science of managing performance. In the last 40-50 years, the organization performance management system has evolved. And in the 1990s, when Kaplan and Norton looked closely at the organization performance framework and the system being followed in the most successful organizations in America and in Europe, they found a large number of such objectives being used by various organizations. It was their work that led to what is today called the balanced scorecard system. Traditionally, the performance management system has been used to measure the performance of an employee. What has happened over these 40-50 years is that performance management system has evolved to start measuring the performance of the organization, identifying problem areas, focusing efforts to resolve or develop solutions for the challenges that the organization faces. Mission and vision in any organization gives the purpose, the reason for its existence. Values, on the other hand, as we all know, tells us whether the actions that we have taken or the decisions that we have taken are right. Organization strategies tells us how do we achieve the purpose. Organization SBU and department goals tells us what do we need to do to achieve the purpose of the organization. The budgets tell us the resources that have been allocated to achieve the goals that have been assigned. The individual goals are very important because this translates organization goals to the goals that the individuals need to achieve. Without this, no organization will be able to achieve the goals they have set. Periodic review and corrective actions are the feedback. It keeps us on track to achieve those goals. The column on the left-hand side are the steps that are involved in implementing a performance management system or a framework. The right-hand side column gives a clarity on the various steps that are required in the process of implementing a performance framework. This whole, the right and the left-hand side, together form the performance framework or the performance management system. For any performance management system to succeed, it is essential that an environment conducive to learning is created in the organization. Without such an environment, it is next to impossible to absorb the learnings that come from the feedback session, as the employee or the organization process and systems will not evolve to absorb those learnings. Also, we always try to improve our performance vis-a-vis our past. Unless employees keep learning, this will not happen. We looked at the organization performance system to get an overview and understanding of the various steps involved and the issues that need clarity for people and organizations to achieve the goals. We can divide the whole process of performance management into three large boxes. The first box is the goal setting box. The second box is the execution box. And the third box is the feedback box. This is the schematic representation of the three boxes. The first box is the goal, the second box is execution, the third box is feedback. The starting point is the goal, but when we call it a box, it includes the purpose, that is vision and mission, the value, and the strategy that the organization has. Goal converts all of these into quantifiable measures which can be achieved. Box number 2 is execution. Here and in this box, the goals are translated into results, allowing organization to pursue its purpose of existence. Box number 3 is feedback. It is here that the people executing the goals and delivering results get the understanding of what they are doing right and what needs to improve further. Without feedback, learning will be insufficient in any organization, hence stopping it from reaching higher efficiencies and effectiveness. Feedback needs to be seen as critical to learning across the organization, and in that sense, it keeps and helps the organization to be competitive and remain on its toes. Many times we HR people are asked this question, and it is asked repeatedly. What is a good definition of a goal? And my answer has evolved over the period. Today, when I am asked this question, my answer is normally, Goal is a set of agreed objectives which are to be achieved by people, teams, and organization within a fixed time frame in alignment with each other. So to recap, we started with the definition of performance. Performance is a ratio of actual delivery versus what is planned. Of the role of performance management system in an organization is to define its various objectives, capture its strategies, cascade it through the organization, systematically monitor the performance, and help stay the course to achieve the results that those are planned. We then took a look at the various steps that need to be implemented to get a performance management system successfully operational in an organization. Simultaneously, we took a look at the various issues that are addressed at each step and how it helps to bring clarity to the whole process. We also took a look at how each of the components are connected with the other components. For example, how goals cannot be looked at independently but has to be looked in association with the purpose, the values, the strategies of the organization. We even looked at how well-defined goal is an absolute essential for the execution to happen and how feedback plays a very important role and how the whole of the system is actually interdependent on each other. We also briefly touched on the evolution of performance management system over the last 40-50 years and how it has made a transition from being just a system to measure employee performance to a system that the organization today uses to measure the organization performance and also to keep it on track for its strategic goals. At the end, we also looked at goals. We defined goals as the objectives that people, teams, and organizations have to achieve within a given timeline and in alignment with each other. The goal is around what the whole PMS revolves. It is how people in an organization and teams relate to these goals and how effectively they are able to implement the goals that have been agreed to that a success of an organization depends on. In the next few episodes, we will get into the details of the PMS and take this journey forward. I will end today's session again with a question for all of you to reflect. In this whole process of PMS that we experience every year, where do we stand in terms of clarity, in terms of strategy and values? Can I recollect the strategy and tell it without missing a single word? What is it that I want to display in terms of my behaviors that will uphold value in my day-to-day work inside the organization? Thank you for viewing the full video. And once again, if you are new to this channel or have not subscribed, kindly do the same and click on the icons for like and notification. Stay safe. Goodbye till next weekend. Thank you.